we've had the experience of being in, say, 2 All-Ireland finals previous to this, and maybe for some of the lads, 99 as well. And at this stage, I think we're experienced enough to dealing with, say, the hype and the amount of, say, support that we're getting all through the weekend. It's a great occasion for family, friends, and the supporters, naturally enough. But at the end of the day, I don't think we'll get too caught up in it. At the end of the day, we have a job to do on Sunday week, so hopefully we can go out and finish it at this stage and get over the final hurdle. Great to see the amount of support that we're getting, say, even the buzz leading up to it, and there seems to be a great atmosphere around the place, and I think from the supporters' point of view and the players' point of view, everyone's really looking forward to this big day.
Yeah, Owen, we were speaking to Graham Canty on the show last night. He was saying that the players were genuinely humbled by the turnout at the open night for the supporters last week. Getting to an All-Ireland final is the pinnacle for any player, but it's also a huge deal for supporters. Would you be aware of how much it would mean to people if you're to win next Sunday?
Absolutely. I suppose in recent years we've been in All-Ireland finals, and we've had that losing feeling, and it's very disappointing. And I suppose for our own point of view, we would be very disappointed for the supporters, even say turning up, say, the day after the All-Ireland final, the supporters came out in numbers again, and when you're standing up and the bus that time and the supporters are out supporting you, you kind of feel that you've let them down, and I'm sure that'll be in the back of people's heads that we'll want to go out and perform to the best of our ability, and especially for the Cork supporters that are out there. And without doubt, all throughout the year, whether it's hurling or football, I think the Cork supporters are without doubt the best out there, and they really get behind our teams, and especially there, I suppose, when we rallied back against Dublin, they really came to the fore, and the players are definitely very grateful for the support that they have, and especially, say, last week for our opener night, they were fantastic, and there was a great buzz in the camp that night, and hopefully they enjoyed themselves as much as we did.
Yeah, Owen, they say you have to lose one to win one. Now, unfortunately for this Cork team, you've lost 2 since 2007. And during his own playing career as well, your manager Conor Coonan was part of the Cork team that lost finals in 87 and 88 before going on to win in 89 and 1990. So from your point of view, you've experienced the hurt of losing a couple of All-Irelands already, and that's obviously something you don't want to go through again.
Yeah, I suppose, you can't really look into it too much. Naturally enough, we lost 2 All-Ireland finals over the recent years, and it's not a nice place to be. Above in Croke Park, you have that empty feeling inside you after losing an All-Ireland final, and to try pick yourself back up. I think this team has shown great character, I suppose. Look, people have been saying that we haven't reached the heights of last year, but at the end of the day, we're still in an All-Ireland final, and that's where you want to be at the start of your year. Nobody has a God-given right to win an All-Ireland, whether you win 1, 2 or 3 years in a row. You've lost 2 or 3 in the recent times. So from that point of view, I don't think you can really look in the past. I suppose we can only concentrate on the 70 minutes of football that we're looking forward to in the All-Ireland final, and express yourselves to the best of our ability, and hopefully come out on the right side of it.
You mentioned there, Owen, that maybe you haven't played to your full potential yet this season. Now, you were mostly with the hurlers while the lads were coming through the qualifiers, but they came in for a bit of criticism, especially after the game against Limerick and the quarter-final against Roscommon as well. Now, to be fair, playing championship football week in, week out, it's always going to be difficult to turn in top-class performances in every game, as we saw from Kerry maybe last year in the qualifiers when they were far from convincing. But as I said, there's been a fair bit of criticism this year for both the players and the management, and the likes of Joe Brawley especially have been sticking the knife in. Do you take much notice of that sort of thing?
Yeah, look, to be honest, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I know we've a tight-knit bunch of lads there in training, and we're not too worried what people think outside of our own camp. At the end of the day, we're in an All-Ireland final. That's exactly where we want to be, and we can go out and perform to the best of our ability. We're not too worried about what the pundits and the critics say. I suppose at the end of the day, you're going down playing championship week in, week out, and that takes a lot out of the players. And from the point of view of travelling away from home, like they had tough dog fights against, say, the likes of Wexford and, the Cavan game as well. And, we can only focus now on the big day itself, and we're not too worried about maybe the past. Look, we've got to the All-Ireland final, that's where we want to be, so as I said, hopefully we come out the right side.
From your own perspective, Owen, you've been involved with both the hurling and the football this year. And now that the footballers are in a final, it'd be easy to say in hindsight that you should have chosen the football over the hurling, but I assume there are no regrets.
Absolutely not. I suppose I'd have to credit both management. Dennis Walsh and Conor Coonan have been super all through the year. The communication between both the lads and myself has been outstanding. And I suppose without their help and assistance, it wouldn't have been possible for me to maybe try the boat this year. And I would have felt like with thanks to the lads, only for even the bunch of players and the management, I wouldn't have been able to do it. But definitely no regrets. I suppose the hurling year ended in, which wasn't a great way, and I suppose it was disappointing from everyone's point of view the way we performed against Kilkenny, and I suppose we'll have to look back at that over the winter months. But in saying that, now I'm just focused on the football, and I'm delighted to be brought back in with the lads. They're a great bunch, and as I said, they've taken the knocks and dusted themselves down, so I think they more than deserve to be in an All-Ireland final at this stage.
Yeah, no, obviously, Eoin, you'll be hoping to be in the starting 15 when it's named during the week, but there's such a strong panel there this year that very few players are guaranteed a place, I suppose. And if you do happen to be left out, there's not really any room for anyone throwing toys out of the pram. You just have to accept, I suppose, that you're in a very, very strong panel and be ready if you're called upon.
Absolutely, I suppose. Look, there's 30 lads there, 35 lads in training, and everyone's pushing very hard for place, and I suppose that has to, every fella has to perform to the best of his ability then to get on the team. And look, the best 15 that go out there, you wish them the best luck and you push them as hard as you can in training, and that's all you can do. And at the end of the day, if you're asked to come in and do a job, you come in and do that job. And the main thing really, and the main outcome is that Cork have Sam Maguire coming home with him on the Monday back to Cork, so no matter who's playing, and that would be the attitude amongst everyone on the team. We're not bothered once lads go, give it their best, and if you have to come in and do a job, you'll come in and do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah, no, obviously, Eoin, you're never going to lack motivation going into an All-Ireland final, but would there be a slight incentive in maybe doing it for the older players as such? I mean, the likes of Nicholas Murphy and Anthony Lynch, Graham Canty, guys who've been there for a long, long time soldiering with Cork, who really at this stage deserve an All-Ireland medal, and hopefully they'll get it next week. But I mean, the likes of yourself will hopefully have a lot more years to come playing in All-Ireland finals, but I mean, the likes of Graham, Nicholas, Anthony, who hopefully will be involved next week, it might be one of their last opportunities.
Yeah, hopefully, as I said, the 4 lads that you've mentioned there have brought a huge success to Cork and have been great ambassadors for Cork football over through the years. But I suppose with their experience and say the youth that have came in, say from the under 21 All-Ireland wins over the last couple of years, there's a great mix in the panel. And I suppose from everyone's point of view, you'd like to see everyone get an All-Ireland medal, but I suppose for the service that the lads have given out down through the year, they're not finished yet, and they have a huge amount of to offer on the big day. So I suppose there's a good mix and a good blend of youth in it as well. So I suppose their experience will stand to the younger players on the big day, and as I said, they can offer some advice to the younger players there, and I know that anything that's said to us from them, we really take it on board and try to play to the best of our ability.
Yeah, no, an All-Ireland final, Eoin, is obviously a huge occasion for yourself and for all the players with the family and friends and things like that. I suppose a huge motivation as well would be the thought of, bringing Sam Maguire and an All-Ireland medal back to your own family and back down to Douglas as well.
Absolutely, I suppose, there's great credit due, say, from the footballing point of view, from the club in Douglas, I'd make no bones about it, only for the help of the club below, I wouldn't be where I am at the moment. I've made it very clear that I was never any great shakes of football. I never got my game under 12, 14. It was only around 16 or 17 where I suppose my attitude would have improved the whole pile to football, and I suppose they kept persisting with me in the club and trying to improve me, and I suppose my mindset improved too, from the point of view that it wasn't the case that just because it wasn't a game that I didn't have to improve, and I did improve, and that I have the club to thank for that, and for getting me to where I am. So for that I'm very grateful, and I know that they're doing huge work with the underage down in Douglas, and on Saturday mornings there, or even if you're going down to street leagues, you see the amount of kids that are down there. It's great to see, and I suppose it's just great credit due to the people that give their time up on the Saturday mornings too to kind of promote the game, and I suppose that's exactly what we need to be doing, is promoting it.
Yeah, now just before I let you go, Eoin, you're going to have a very difficult task in the final, obviously against Down. They've been absolutely fantastic in their past 2 games against Kildare and Kerry. If they do reproduce that kind of form, would it be fair to say that Cork will need to produce their best performance of the year to win?
Yeah, absolutely. Don't have top quality players from the back the whole way up, and I suppose they build from the back and push on, and they've got quality players like Benny Coulter and Marty Clark. I suppose Marty Clark has been sensation really this year for them. He's really brought his professionalism from the Australian rules, and I think that really shows in his play, and he kind of is the linchpin between setting up the plays and getting the scores, and all 6 of their forwards and anyone that can come on are well able to take the scores. From that point of view, we'll have to be lucky at trying to shut that down, but I suppose you have to worry about yourself and getting the best out of the team itself. So as I said, hopefully the next week of training will go well, and every fella's looking forward to it, so hopefully everything will go right in the day.